guys, Merry Christmas. I hope you're having a great day, and I'm filming this one again, folks, because I did not turn on the mic. So today I wanted to do a very simple favorites video, and I'm talking about 5 products, and at the end I'm just kind of throwing in some nail polish that initially in the first go around I did not plan to do, and I said, hey, I quickly wanted to add these nail polishes, etc., etc. I'll talk about it at the end. We're gonna talk about some random products that I like. And the first one is CoverGirl. This is an eyeshadow palette that I don't really see getting a lot of love. And I have a feeling it's because of the eyeshadow shades that I don't even use. But I love to use the most basic shades out of this palette. Oh, first of all, this is the CoverGirl True Naked Chocoholic palette. It does smell like chocolate. It came out with the peach palette that I also have, but that color scheme doesn't really work for me as much as I want it to. But yes, this neutral chocolate eyeshadow palette really works for me, but I only use the most basic shades out of here. So I use these 3 matte shades, go figure. And this is the kind of like off-white that I use all over the eye area to set my concealer basically. And then this right here is my perfect shade as a transition color, and then the dark brown. I still though go in with a black from the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette because I have to have a black to really anchor the look for me. That's just, when I say I have to have it, that's just what I like, that's what I know. And I have a feeling the reason why this doesn't get great reviews is because of the shades I don't use. Like there are some shimmery shades on the outside, like this olive here is a really pretty shimmery, kind of like a plummy gray, and yeah, there's just some other stuff going on here, but I don't even use them, so I couldn't even tell you if they're good. But I always go back to these 2 colors. I've just noticed that my crease area and just how it kind of like buffs out, I prefer my eye look when I use these. Anytime I use anything else and it looks just a little bit choppy or not smooth enough, I will go in with this, and I just really like this. This is what I genuinely reach for all the time, even more so than my Urban Decay Naked Basics palette that I love. So now we're getting into products that are for my skin, and so if I really wanted it to be a little bit more structured, I probably would have just focused on these products right here and would have talked about my skin and being oil-free and all that, but I really did want to talk about this, so I threw it in. But my next makeup product is Diorskin Forever Foundation. I am going back to this, or I have gone back to this, because I was using the Kogan Do Aqua Foundation, and I really do think that was breaking me out. As much as I was saying it was the stress and my hormones were imbalanced and all that, which I think had something to do with it, because I did have a very stressful summer into fall and just stressful 2018 in general. I think that a lot of the products I was using that had oil in it were breaking me out in the end, or clogging my pores a lot and eventually leading to breakouts. So to kind of test things out to see what was really making me break out so much, I decided to kind of experiment. So I decided to I still have all my products, but I decided to switch out all the products that had oil in it, and I noticed that I had a lot of products that had oil in it. And at one point in my life, I was saying that I was oil-free all the time, but I kind of started to integrate some products here and there that had oil in it. I thought it was harmless, it would be fine. But then I went oil-free and my skin really started to clear up again. It's not 100%. I did have a little small period where I was 100% and I was like, yes, but I do have a couple breakouts here. My period's coming soon, so it just kind of makes sense. But I think that my skin has gotten a lot better. I'm glad that I went back to Diorskin Forever Foundation. I do have a different shade now. This is 015. I was using 010, but I think it was a little bit too light for me, and 020 is a little bit too dark for me, so I'm glad I was able to find 015. And then these 3 skincare items right here I've been really liking with this whole oil-free thing. I do have very oily skin, and so the oil-free thing just makes sense. I know it sounds like common sense, but it took a while for me to realize that or come to terms with that. So A couple of the products I've been loving, these are exfoliants, and this is the AmorePacific Treatment Enzyme Peel Botanical Exfoliator. So this is a white powder. You put water in it and you lather it up and it turns into this really nice foamy texture, and you can't feel it, like you can't tell that it's an exfoliator, but it really does polish your skin, or it makes your skin just look so smooth and glowy. And I really like this. It's so gentle because of the fact that it doesn't have an actual physical exfoliating agent in it, or at least like, you know, like it doesn't feel like the apricot scrub from St. Ives. My esthetician where I get my facials recently told me that I really needed to exfoliate more because my skin was so congested, and that is why I'm doing more of this, and I've been really liking it. So this is a Korean skincare brand. Love this stuff. That's from Sephora. And then this is the Clinique Exfoliating Scrub. So this one does actually feel like a scrub. It's a very traditional scrub, and because of that, I really like it. And anytime I scrub my face, I want to make sure that I'm not putting any pressure onto my skin. I just want the actual scrub itself to be the scrub and not me putting pressure on my skin, and I don't want it to be really harsh. So these two exfoliants replaced for me the fresh Umbrian Clay scrub that I was using for a while, and I raved about it. I love it. I still love that thing, but it has oil in it, so I decided to switch that as my body scrub. And it may not sound very cost efficient to use a face exfoliant as your body scrub, but it has really worked for me. My legs felt so smooth after I used that, and I just prefer that over other body scrubs I've used. I just feel like a lot of body scrubs that are targeted to be body scrubs, they're just not as fine of a texture as I want it to be, and the texture of a face scrub I feel like is perfect. I even use it on my chest and it was great, and on my arms. I will continue to use that, but if you have any other actual body scrub recommendations, let me know. And then this is a moisturizer. So this is the Peter Thomas Roth Ultra-Light Oil-Free Moisturizer Moisturizing Gel Lotion. I was using the Mauve Vitamin C Serum, and what else was I using? The Clinique Moisturizing Gel. The Clinique Moisturizing Gel does not have oil in it, but I decided to just get one thing. Winston's just like walking around like Godzilla. So I was using the vitamin C serum that had oil in it. As much as I love it and I raved about it, I decided to kind of stop it for a while with this whole oil-free experiment, and my skin has really cleared up. It's gotten better. I still want to use that though, because I still really recommend it if you are okay with having oil in your products. I really like this. So Peter Thomas Roth Ultra-Light Oil-Free Moisturizer is really good, very gentle. I love it. So those are my 5 favorites that I wanted to mention, but just kind of like as a quick thing at the end, I want to talk about nail polish because I felt so bad a while ago. One of you asked me to talk about, wanted me to talk about nail polish for fall. It's winter now, but I felt really bad. I always think about it. I'm like, oh, I have to talk about the nail polish, but I didn't really want to do a video just about nail polish because I don't have nails, I feel like, that are good enough for that. I'm no hand model. But I don't know, it just didn't feel right to include it in certain things, but you know what? I'm trying to be a little bit less structured. I want to just wing videos a little bit more and encourage myself to post more that way. So I'm just going to throw it in at the end and not feel bad about it. So I wanted to let you know, the person out there who asked for this, what my favorite nail polishes are for this time of the year, although of course I'm not wearing it at all. This one right here is OPI's Tickle My France-y. This is a very nice muted mauve, very beautiful neutral. I love this if you just want to go for a very classic neutral, but something with a twist, you know, for winter. Sally Hansen Hard as Nails Extreme Wear in Mauve Over. It's very good for that classic cream mauve. This one is a deeper plum. It actually, for me, comes across darker on my nails than it does in this bottle, and this is Zoya Joni. I really love plums this time of year, and I just think it's a classic. I also love the Zoya formula. And this is Sally Hansen Miracle Gel in Totem-ly Yours, like totem pole, Totem-ly Yours. And this is a nice neutral, just a very classic cream. But for a nude this time of year, I like to go a little bit more brown, and it's still very light, but just going a little bit more brown kind of gives it a little bit more depth, a little more something. The couple times that I was wearing darker nail polish, one of you asked me to talk about them some more, so that's it right there. Those are the 4 that I recommend this time of year. I wanted to touch on a couple things at the very end of this video if you're still watching, and one is hopefully it even came across, but I'm trying to be a little bit more casual and laid back as I'm filming and wanting to be more myself, because I've noticed that over the years I've been trying to be put together and structured in my content, and I think that's what has prevented me from really grabbing the camera, turning it on whenever and wherever. And I wanted to be a little bit more fluid and just natural and make sure that I don't feel like it always has to be perfect. You know, I have notes on my iPhone where I jot down like ideas for new videos, and unless I come up with a fully formed video idea, I don't want to turn on the camera, and I don't want that to happen to me moving forward. And I don't mean for this to come across as like a new year, new me thing, but it kind of is, because I think this is the perfect opportunity for me to realize that I haven't been myself on YouTube, and I need to do that for myself. For those of you who have stuck with me, I think I just need to do that, and I hope it comes across the way I want it to. So I also am kind of like, I'm realizing that as a consumer myself on YouTube, I'm not wanting to watch certain kinds of videos. For example, hauls, where people are spending hundreds of dollars, they're dropping hundreds of dollars at one store at one time, and doing a haul of random crap that they have, even though they're getting PR packages on the side and not talking about those things. And, you know, it's nothing against them, it's just me personally, I'm kind of burnt out by that consumerism where we're just constantly buying, and I'm all for buying things. I mean, I like shopping, and it's Christmas. But I am kind of tired of talking about the next new thing all the time. And I'm definitely not saying I'm never going to film a haul again. That's just not realistic, and I'm bound to film a haul. But that is just the phase that I'm going through right now. It's the mood that I'm in. It's definitely a mood, and I wanted to share it with you guys, because sometimes it's just not realistic to think about shopping as you going to a store and spending a lot of money on a bunch of different products all at once. You know, I tend to, for the most part, go to a store and get one thing that I need and get the heck out. Like, I do that pretty often. So, you know, sometimes you just don't really feel like you want to see other people buying a bunch of stuff when that's something that you're trying to stop yourself from doing. You know, if you guys can relate to that, that's just kind of what I'm going through right now. So I'm still going to talk about products. I want to talk to you about the pros and cons of things. What do I like? What are my recommendations and all of that. But I also want to just openly talk about things that, you know, may not all make sense. Like, sometimes I'm going to put a video together, kind of like put an outfit together that all doesn't completely work. You know, you're going to mix and match some prints sometimes. I don't know what this analogy is, but you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it all doesn't really just go together, but I want to turn on the camera and just talk to you. And so my title sometimes may be a little random and not like the top 10 this or the top 5 that, but I have to tell myself that sometimes that's okay. That is me telling you guys what's going on in my head that I don't usually share with the YouTube world, but I thought I'd do that today at least, and maybe every now and then moving forward. So I hope you guys listen to the end. I don't know who is still watching, but if you are, I thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and I will see you guys again in my next video. Bye!